So this video might not be too long. And again, if I have a little bit of a lisp, it's because I had surgery recently on my mouth. So that's that. Aang did something very, very unlikable. And I was not expecting it at all. So usually when you're watching these shows about like a savior or like, like the coming of age story of like a savior, you get what I think about is I think about Superman, right? He's moral and just because he was raised very humbly on a farm doing very hard, egregious work for his honest parents, right? That's what I think about when I think of like a superhero. I think of Hercules, same thing, right? Like he's born humbly, he's raised humbly on a farm, doing backbreaking work, and he's raised with morals, and he does all these honorable things, and he's born with this like advanced, well, not born with, but he's raised, Hercules, Superman, they're raised with these advanced moral compasses. So you'll oftentimes see them interact with people their own age, but they have this wiseness about them. They have this maturity about them because they, were raised with all these responsibilities and all of this like backbreaking work and whatnot. And, the honest lives of farmers or whatever that means. I was very shocked when the guy from whatever fucking tribe that was passing through and delivered Aang a note from wherever the fucking note was from that showed the way to Katara and Sokka's father. I was very, very shocked when I saw that he hid that, because what I have in my mind for a superhero or for like a coming of age story is this person who is wise and mature beyond their years, beyond their peers even. And it seems like obviously, and this is obviously like intentional, Katara is the most mature out of this trio because she's a girl, that's just how biology works. Women mature faster than men. So obviously Katara is more mature than Aang and Sokka. Furthermore, Aang he wasn't really able to experience his childhood, and he is going through a lot of grief and mourning all at once, right? Like when he froze himself, he was frozen in time. He thought he was going to go home to his family, to his friends, to his mentors that he respected so much. Lo and behold, there was a whole genocide while he was asleep, while he was frozen. All of his people are gone, right? And so this is just like some context to like explain why he's not one of these mature, raised and bred by good, honest people, farm workers and whatnot. Like, it's not fair to compare him to Superman or to Hercules because he didn't have the experience of being raised. Unfortunately, he's 12, right? Or like whatever age he is. He's like 10 or 11 or 12 or something. Like he's not fully mature, right? He has wisdom, right? Like he has the like access to ancient knowledge, but he just doesn't have the lived experience to be able to make like morally correct choices all the time and whatnot. We see that he does have his own like code of ethics and morals that he like operates under, but it's not foolproof because at the end of the day, he's just a child. So when he hides Katara's and Sokka's map to find their father, he's thinking strictly selfishly. Like if they see this map, they might want to leave me, or this is gonna be what causes a fork in the road. This is where we're gonna separate ways. I'm gonna go to learn how to do waterbending and whatnot, and they're gonna go find their father and be a happy family. I don't have that. I have no family. I have no one waiting for me anywhere. And I feel like maybe Katara, by the end of the episode, maybe she, like, looks a bit deeper into it and she's like, okay, like, we are his family at the end of the day. And it's very awkward to learn that your family has been genocided off of the fucking map and now you're strolling along with two other people who are in a, like, kind of similar predicament with the fact that they're they haven't seen their father in a very long time, and their mom was killed by the Fire Kingdom. So what happens when you guys bond kind of as this, like, orphan group of, you know, unfortunate children, and 2 out of the 3 find their parents? Like, how would that make the one who doesn't have any parents or doesn't have anything to go back home to, how would that make him feel? I imagine that's one of the most isolating feelings in the world. So, yes, Aang did something unlikable, but this is all a part of a hero's journey. You know, we didn't get to see, like, we didn't get to see Superman ages 13, 12, 11, right? Like, maybe he also made some not so morally amazing choices, right? I think of the Lion King, right? Before Simba retakes his place as king, he was very like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. I'm done with that. Like, I don't know, like, I know Scar's taken over and nobody has anything to eat and blah, 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 but I can't go back there. You know, fuck it. I would rather be out here with my friends kicking it, right? And that's not morally righteous. That's not the morally correct thing to do, I guess, because he knew he had to take his place as king. So there's an example of, like, a hero making a not so heroic choice, but ultimately growing from that. So I do wonder how this is gonna, like, further his character development. I wonder if they're gonna make him recall back to this, where he's gonna have, I don't know, like, a moment where he's like, holy shit, like, that was real fucked up of me. Even though he already kind of had one in this episode. He was like, guys, I've been hiding your fucking map. And they were pissed. Like, they were like, we're done with you, Aang. You're it. You're chop suey. We're done. This is over. You can see yourself to wherever the fuck you need to go now. That made me really sad, but I'm glad that they were able to, like, kind of put it behind them and then, like, come to themselves and be like, we said we were going to take you. We're going to take you. So I do think it's interesting and, like, kind of a better spin that this is a very, you know, this is the bare bones of a hero. Like, he's building himself up brick by brick, slowly, real slow, like, right? Like, he's building his morals pretty much. And this is going to sound really weird. Katara is like his love interest, but also mother figure in a way. And I know that sounds really fucking weird, but if you think about it, not only is it kind of weird, but it makes perfect sense, right? She's more mature. She has, like, a very developed code of conduct, very developed moral compass, all this stuff. And she's, you know, sometimes she imposes it onto her brother and Aang, and sometimes they're very willing to hear her out and stuff, right? So she's this mother figure, but also love interest for Aang as well. So he's definitely learning a lot from her. They're definitely a group of heroes. Like, they're a group. I love that. And I think they complement each other really well. Anyway, I was just very surprised to see Aang do something so unlikable. But I do think it makes, well, it's gonna make for really good character development in the future.